Assalamualaikum. My name is Niarisa Hanani and my student ID is 2024939101. For this assignment, I chose Article 4, which discusses the future of leadership, how conflict resolution elevates teamship. Today, I will present my finding and also provide my personal critique of this article. The article explained that the modern workplace is moving away from traditional top-down leadership and shifting toward what Keith Ferrazzi called teamship, a model where leadership is shared among teams members instead of being held by just one person. High-performing teams embrace constructive conflict, build psychological safety by allowing vulnerability, hold each other accountable through structured peer feedback, and treat feedback as a mature data rather than personal criticism. The article argued that organizations adopting this practice can create stronger trust, better collaboration, and more innovative teams that can effectively lead themselves, ultimately become more resilient and unstoppable. The 5 problems I identify are strongly supported by the article and are clearly reflected in real-world workplace example. First, the problem of over-reliance on a single leader is reinforced by the article on transformation leadership, which places most responsibility for trust building and conflict resolution on the leader alone. This shows how teams can become overly dependent on one person. For example, in Google Project Aristotle further proved this, as the top performing teams were those practicing shared leadership, where different members lead based on expertise, such as in the Gmail and Google Maps teams. This demonstrated that shared leadership improved innovation and collaboration. Second is back channeling and hidden conflict are indirectly supported by the direct negotiation method article, which assumes all communication is open and honest, revealing a blind spot that proves hidden conflict is a real and overlooked issue in many teams. Third, the lack of psychological safety is strongly validated by the 360 feedback article, which explains that defensive increases when safety is low and that people often prefer anonymous feedback because real environment lack trust. For example, where workers are encouraged to speak up about hazard and even junior staff can stop operation. This culture of openness has led to fewer accidents and stronger safety performance, showing how essential psychological safety is. Fourth is weak peer accountability is supported by the Project Pulse study, where many students admitted inflating peer score and where social loafing and an unequal contribution were common. In contrast, Top Glove shows effective peer accountability through daily huddles where employees openly discuss issues and give peer feedback, which has improved product quality and consistency. Finally, the misinterpretation of feedback as criticism is clearly backed by 360 feedback article, which highlight how often individuals, especially leaders, react emotionally or defensively to feedback. For example, Amazon illustrates this problem through its disagree and comment culture, which was intended to promote open debate but sometimes became too aggressive. This results in a stress, burnout, and employee leaving, showing that conflict without psychological safety can turn toxic. Overall, this article, with global and local examples, strongly support all 5 problems, proving they are real challenges in team and leadership contexts today. To address the first problem, or over-reliance on a single leader, organizations need to shift toward shared leadership, where responsibility is distributed across the team rather than placed on one individual. This means empowering members to lead discussion, make decisions, and solve problems together. Transformational leadership principles support this by encouraging empowerment, coaching, and team autonomy when leaders delegate responsibility and build the skills of their team members, the teams become more resilient and continue performing well even when the former leader is not present. To solve the second problem of back-channeling and hidden conflict, teams should implement structured communication practice. This can include open issue logs, regular direct negotiation meetings, and clear communication norms that require concerns to be raised openly instead of privately. Negotiation training can also help team members express disagreement confidently rather than avoiding confrontation. Leader must play a key role here by modeling transparency and creating a safe environment where bringing issues to the surface is not punished but encouraged. When direct communication is strengthened, Team reduce gossip, misunderstanding, and silent resentment. The third problem, lack of psychological safety, can be addressed by building trust and reducing fear within the team. Leader can model vulnerability by admitting mistake and asking for feedback, showing that it is safe for everyone to speak openly. Feedback processes should be developmental rather than punitive, using methods such as a coaching style discussion or 360-degree feedback. Organizations should also reward constructive speaking up behavior. When employees see that their honest contributions are welcome and respected, psychological safety naturally improves. To address weak peer accountability, teams should use structured peer evaluation tools with clear rubrics to reduce bias and promote honest assessment. Setting shared goals make accountability a collective responsibility, not something dependent solely on the manager. Regular peer check-in, whether weekly or based on project milestone, help team members monitor progress and address problem early. Training in conflict management also helps team members give direct expressive feedback so accountability becomes fair and consistent. Finally, to reduce the tendency to interpret feedback as criticism, organizations should adopt behavior-based feedback methods that focus on specific action rather than personal traits. Feedback should be framed as information for improvement, not judgment. Normalizing regular feedback sessions help employees become more comfortable receiving input and less defensive. Coaching conversation also support this by helping employees reflect on feedback in a safe, supportive environment. Through this, feedback becomes a tool for learning rather than a source of emotional stress. In summary, each problem can be effectively addressed through shared leadership, structured communication, psychological safety, strong peer accountability, and improved feedback processes. By applying this strategy, teams become more collaborative, transparent, accountable, and resilient. I think that's all about my presentation and my critique about this article, and thank you.